Hello. The most sacred moment of the year is occurring right now with the heliacal rising of the fixed star Sirius. So, all over the world, many cultures are celebrating the divine new year in August as we observe in the morning sky a beautiful white, blue, sometimes rainbow flickering brilliance of the fixed star Sirius, freshly birthed as a morning star. And so this is recognized and honored by many ancient cultures all over the world. Sirius A is the white-blue binary star, and it's in a binary symbiotic relationship with our sun. It's the star of divine spiritual leadership, and it's about 23 times brighter than our sun. So the symbiotic relationship is like whenever they're moving towards each other, humanity is in a process of evolution. So when they're closest together, and then they come together like this in their orbits, and then they kind of cross like this. And then this is the golden age right here. And then they move away from each other. And then humanity in that particular cycle is kind of de-evolving, and it happens quickly. So the last time, it's been documented that the last time whenever we were as close as we could be with Sirius was at the height of Atlantis. And then we started moving away and Atlantis fell. So right now we are moving back towards Sirius. So that's why whenever we see this star, it's this blue-white brilliant star, and it's been documented in the ancient texts that whenever we're moving away from it, it is red. So Sirius it's literally our mother father star to our solar system. Because of this, and because this orbit marks the Great Platonic Year, which is the 25,800 years period, which creates the precession of the equinoxes. So right now we are near to the end of the age of Pisces, when the spring equinox is in the degrees of Pisces still. And then, but we do see whenever we put the spring equinox on the eastern horizon, we do see the stars of Aquarius rising. So we can see like the glow of the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Just like before the sun rises, we see the rays of the sun before the sun actually gets to the horizon. So we already see the light, right? So right now we're in that transition period, and in about 362 years, we will officially, the spring equinox will be in the degrees of Aquarius. So just for some perspective on that. And our relationship with Sirius actually creates that. It creates the precession of the equinoxes. That's how big that is. So it's been documented that as we move towards Sirius, right? So we see it brilliant white blue, and that white blue color is a very pure and benevolent color, and it predicts and reflects what's happening inside of us, our spiritual evolution and the purification that's happening for our solar system right now. So yeah, and whenever we see it as that red color, it's harnessing more of the lower primal energies. So we're not so evolved through all the chakras yet. We're like a snake coiled down at the bottom. So Sirius in the sky, it's in the heart of Canis Major, which is the dog in the sky. So they call it the dog star. It's projected into approximately 19 degrees Gemini in the astronomical sky. So the fixed Babylonian zodiac, which I used, which is sidereal. It has a magnitude of negative 1.5, which is about as bright as Venus. So it's the brightest star in the whole sky. And the fixed stars in astrology, per Hermes, whenever he wrote the Spherica Hermetica, it shows in the center, it shows it from a geocentric perspective from the point of our observation. So in the center, we have Earth, right? And then we see beyond Earth are the planets, and that's like the karmic system, and all these cycles holding us in place. And then what is holding that are the fixed stars. So the fixed stars always have hierarchy. They're holding this sphere of our planets, of our solar system. So they're way more powerful. So to look at the fixed stars astronomically, rather than if you're looking at the constellations tropically, you're not seeing what's real. It's a projected image into the sky. So, and I talk more about that on why I practice sidereal astrology in my video titled Why I Practice Sidereal Astrology or Ancient Astrology. And you can look at more about that if you would like in that video. And I will attach it in the description below if you'd like to see it. And so knowing that, so the stars are very powerful. It's really powerful to be able to look beyond just this karmic system of the planets. We want to look further past that and see what's going on at a deeper, more pure, more soul level. And this is how we really follow our soul's blueprint whenever we get into the fixed stars. So the ancients in ancient Babylonia, they referred to Sirius as the arrow of Saturn. Ninurta, they called it, the deity of agriculture, war, high-level leadership, and in even earlier times, healing. So Ninurta was first depicted with the double-headed eagle that you see on a lot of emblems of rulership all over the world. So including America has depicted it too. And I actually wrote about this topic in my blog post. And if you would like to look at my blog, I've got the pictures of it in there too, and more detail if you'd like to look at that. It's at thestarqueen.com/blog. And if you do decide to subscribe to my blog, you'll get this information, this knowledge directly into your inbox, so you know what's going on in the sky first. So I always write, and then I come here and I talk. So Sirius, it's a star of spiritual leadership, rulership, abundance, power. It's referred to in America as the dog star. So ominous for whenever it rises in the sky, it brings with it the dog days of summer when, it coincides with the drought season of intense heat and light. So the divinely inspired forefathers of America chose the day the sun was conjunct Sirius, July 4th. The sun and Sirius were in the same place in the sky for the day to birth America, with the signing of the Declaration of Independence. So, and they also had the Star of Wealth rising on the eastern horizon, heliacally rising, birthing into the sky at that time. So the star in the eye of the bull, Aldebaran. So that's interesting too. So they really, at the timing of the signing of the Declaration of Independence, there's it brought the USA, America, divine protection pretty much. And thousands of people in the Balkans, for example, and other places in the world too, but they go to the mountains to watch for the rising of Sirius. And they do this every year. They do it August 17th through 19th. To celebrate the spiritual new year with festivities, prayers, dancing, and to see the omens to come for the new year. So I have already seen Sirius rise here in Texas, since we are at a lower latitude. and I saw the brilliant omens. The environment was beautiful. It was quiet. It was peaceful. You could see, I watched the sunrise that morning. I saw Sirius was very pure and very white. Normally when you see it, you'll see it flickering lots of colors, but this time I saw it very white. And so whenever you do watch this star in the sky, I urge you, I invite you to watch this star rise in the sky. It should be rising all week long in different parts, north of Texas, which is most places. And if you are in Texas or south of Texas, then you would see Sirius rise already. So I invite you to go and see this beautiful star and see the omens for your own spiritual new year to come, and say your prayers when the star is rising, to invite in, to welcome in the new cycle, and state with your intention with what you would like, and take into account all the omens that you see in the environment, and just everything that you see, that you observe with all of your six senses has deep meaning. So Hermes Trismegistus, he wrote back in 5500 BC that Sirius is the star of nobility, power, kingship, leadership, and wealth. So the observation of Sirius rising gives a push towards our awakening into the most high vibration. So whenever we actually look at the stars with our eyes, then we take them deeper into our being, and we can harness them even more. We have the whole cosmos within us, but whenever we actually connect with our senses, then that's when we can really gain more wisdom and influence from them. So those who have this star unafflicted on certain key positions in their horoscope, they have this protection from even the most powerful dark forces. And this star can give them luck, leadership, and abundance. So if you would like to know what kind of stars are influencing your horoscope and your journey, and how you can use their guidance and even remedy difficult patterns that you may have a hard time overcoming, or just to reach that next step of evolution, I invite you to book a consultation with me at thestarqueen.com. Whenever you were born, every planet, every star was in a perfect position for you, for your soul's blueprint. And we can use this blueprint as a map to guide us. So I invite you to do that, thestarqueen.com/services, and I'll put the link in the description below. So it's believed that by many people that Jesus Christ and many benevolent spiritual masters did come from Sirius. So the ancients arranged their entire civilization in accordance with these stars, the fixed stars, the affairs of state, the agriculture, and so forth. So all royalty has been doing this since the beginning of documented history. They've been arranging everything around this to make sure that they're in sync and in alignment with the universal forces. And the genius of the dog star is the one who indicates the inundations of the Nile River. So the flooding of the Nile commences when Sirius is appearing, heliacally rising. And it's always been known as a powerful time of rebirth, abundance, spiritual advancement, and a shift into a higher state of consciousness. So I invite you to rise early. Usually before sunset, before sunrise, when the sky is still dark, and welcome the rising of Sirius, and pray for our world for spiritual liberation and awakening, and a smooth transition into the upper levels of evolution, and for the destruction of the final throes of evil, that There's a lot happening astrologically lately, and especially that we are in the change of the ages, from moving from Pisces to Aquarius. There's a lot of upheaval. We've moved from an epoch of Taurus into an epoch of Aries. So there's a lot of changes. So use your prayers, use your intentions, do your personal development, and have reverence and connect with nature. And this is what's going to help with a more smooth transition. However, things are, what we see outside of ourselves, what's happening within ourselves. So if we're at war within ourselves in some way, then we're going to observe the collectively, right? So we're going to observe this happening outside of ourselves too. So we have this power to take charge and use certain tools for our evolution, right? And so to find Sirius in your sky, I recommend using an astronomical app such as Star Walk. That's what I use, and it works with your phone's compass. But Sirius is rising before the sun, so just a little bit south of the sun on the eastern horizon. So there are many apps to help you find the stars if you need them, but Orion's belt always points to Sirius. It'll rise right under Orion's belt. And watch for the colors, the brilliance, the flicker. And so while the exact heliacal rising of Sirius ultimately depends on the latitude of your location, yeah, start looking in the sky right now. So pretty much everyone should see it this week. And we've got this timing of the Perseids meteor shower happening right now with good visibility. So watch my video on that, about the Perseids meteor shower and how it's helping to strengthen the soul and how we can amplify that, because meteor showers are very powerful to observe. And yeah, so if you are, I want to invite those who are women who are ready to, I have a new moon ceremony coming up. And if you are ready to welcome in more prosperity, so Venus is being birthed in the sky, Sirius is being birthed into the sky, the new moon is showing up. We've got all of these new cycles coinciding together to really help us birth what we're ready to birth in areas of our creativity, for our family. Venus is in Cancer, for healing ancestral wounds, especially around relationships and finances. So we can this is like kind of a prosperity and relationship portal activation that we're about to go through. And I invite you to, we're going to be going through some, we're going to be healing some ancestral patterns that may have held us back in the past individually. And we're going to have a ceremony to really embody all the change within our physiology, to connect everything down into our temple body. And so I invite you to this. It is on August 18th, and you can find the invitation on my website at thestarqueen.com/events. And yeah, so I look forward to seeing you soon. Have a blessed, serious New Year.